Alright, so hello guys and welcome, and today I present to you probably the first Pauper deck that plays Heuristic Study. So this is a mono blue land bounce. I have taken a couple different decks, a couple different ideas from different people, and managed to build my own version this morning of mono blue land bounce, and I think this version is actually pretty sweet, and there are definitely some weird choices of cards, so let me explain. So first, what's the plan of the deck? So first, we are trying to bounce the opponent's lands so that they can actually play their stuff. And then we are trying to build upon that and build a card advantage through the Fleet Admiral. Since they can't really play their stuff, the Admiral should be able to just keep us the Monarchy, which means we will be drawing 2 cards a turn. Or lock the board with Murmuring Mystic and make a tons of 1/1 birds. The same is true for the Heuristic Study, which of course Heuristic Study in Pauper is very unusual. It's also very expensive, it's like a $40 card where I'm from, so you know, 3 copies of that will probably be the most expensive Pauper deck, but luckily it isn't too expensive in the ticks in the online space, right? So let's say we have stalled the opponent, they have no lands, we are drawing lots of cards, we can slam threats like the Murmuring Mystic or even a Tolarian Terror, which is right here. This should be pretty cheap very early, although we are not trying to rush it like the mono blue tempo deck does. We are just playing the game and later on we will just play the Tolarian Terror very naturally, right? We are playing a lot of counterspells as well to keep the opponents in check. We are playing 4 counterspells, 3 spell pierces, this is the classic, and we are playing 2 Force Spikes. I think Force Spike, I don't love the card, but in this deck when we are bouncing a lot of the opponent's lands, it could be really sweet, and I think Force Spike could be a counterspell a lot of the time. We are playing 6 cantrips, and I think you are looking at them and thinking they are a little bit weird, and they are. In this deck specifically, I value a lot to be playing at instant speed, and I also value the card selection. So I was thinking we could play something like a Ponder or Preordain, but that's a sorcery, and in a deck where we have all the Force Spikes, all the Spell Pierces and the counter spells, we can also hold up things like Boomerang or Hoodwink to bounce even more lands, or hold up the Lorien Reveal to cycle it. I do think that playing at instant speed is very valuable for this deck, that's why I have chosen the Considers and the Opts. There are also some options of Thought Scours or Mental Notes, but I don't think we want to be randomly milling cards. I think the card selection is valuable and the instant speed is valuable as well. Since there are not so many cantrips, I'm playing 17 lands. And we are playing for Lorien Revealed, so that's 21 lands in total, and with the cantrips we should be finding the lands very often. The card I am most interested about is of course the Heuristic Study, because I've actually played against it in Pauper and it was pretty crazy. I was playing a slower deck, so it has gotten a lot of value, but against something like Mono Red Burn, this could be really bad because they just burn us anyway. I don't really care if we have cards or not. And let's take a look at the sideboard as well. So for Annul, very flexible, a lot of the artifacts and enchantments are running in the format still, so Annul is great. 2 envelopes, this is basically a way to win against dredges or one-land spies, because all of those decks use the Dread Return as a finisher, and that is a sorcery. So I was like, okay, we don't necessarily want or need the Graveyard Hate, okay, but we will use the envelope. So this is a way to counter all of those annoying sorceries. We are playing 2 Flash Floods, this is great against red decks, it kinda goes in with the theme of land bouncing. It's basically a Hydroblast, but instead of countering a red spell, we can return a mountain back to the owner's hand, which I think is actually pretty sweet, and we are going to try this card. For Hydroblast, of course, pretty important against red decks, and there are a lot of them. And 3 Steel Sabotages. I was usually pretty low on this card, but then I realized, wait, we can bounce the artifact lands back to their owner's hand, so if we are playing against something like Affinity or Giant Wildfire, or even Jeskai Ephemerate with a lot of bridges, we can actually use the Sabotage to bounce the lands back into their hand, which really goes into the team yet again, so I think those are some really cool cards that we can actually try and experiment with this time. So let me know what would you change about this deck and if you think it's cool like I do, and I will see you in the games. So we go first here against Parallax. and find a 2-lander, which is pretty nice. We can cycle the Lorien, then hoodwink the land on their turn. If we draw a land, because if we don't draw a land, it means that we have to cycle the revealed, and then we don't have the hoodwink, so we'll keep though. It's good. It's a good hand. Isa, welcome as well. Let's go for an island, and we will chill. Let's see what we do. So it's either Spell Pierce or hoodwink. Next turn. Oh, bridge. Okay, that's easy. Combat end step, Lorien, cycle, we will hoodwink. Another island is amazing, not gonna lie. Let's hoodwink back the bridge. We do need some cantrips maybe, or some ways to actually get to the admirals. Okay, bridge again, I like that. They need to discard a card, Crypt Incursion, what the hell? Sure, let's go for a boomerang then. Say go. Crypt Incursion, that's... It's Grixis, right? Oh, it's probably like Grixis teaching. Oh, you guys play together. Which formats do you play, guys? Okay, if we hit a land number 4, this is a dream. We need to hit a land number 4 though. Oh my god, that's great. So let's start doing the Admiral thing here. And we win the first game because... That's so funny. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we have in game 2. I have no idea what they play, I will be honest. I think it's like some Grixis, like teachings maybe, some control. And I think Steel Sabotage is kinda incredible against them, not gonna lie. They have no idea we pack Rhystic Study, so there will be no enchantment hate. They probably do play some red spells. And they probably do play Jund Wildfire. I mean, not Jund, but Wildfire. And they probably do play some artifacts in there, but it's not a necessity, right? They could just be playing a Wildfire. So, with that being said, I think what we want to do here is maybe remove the Spell Pierces. I mean, 4 spikes. And maybe we can go a little lighter on the land bounds here. We can put in the Steel Sabotages, we can remove like 1 Eye of Nowhere, go for another Sabotage. And I'm not sure if Annul is good, something is telling me it's not even good. I think we will just do this, because we don't know much about the deck, right? If we knew like they play a lot of artifacts, we definitely would sideboard some Annuls, but we have no idea that's the case, right? So I think this was a pretty good decision. Okay, so we go... This is 4 lands, which is pretty awesome. We do go second, so there is some leeway in the card draw. I think we can keep. I think it's not the best hand, but we can keep. They go for a bridge. Rhystic Study, hello. Sure. Okay, let's say go. I see. Combat step. End step. Let's opt. Murmuring Mystic. I'm looking for something else to be... Oh, although it's pretty good. Like, it's not the worst, right? I do want some spells right now, though. That's not a spell. That's, let's say, a spell. I think we'll go for a Hoodwink on the bridge. Counterspell. Negate. Okay, respect. Another bridge. Do you think they have another negate? Oh, they probably don't. Dot cast, fair enough. So let's run a Rhystic Study here. No questions asked. No, I think no point in land bouncing, to be honest. Refurb. Okay, do you pay the 1? They do. I think we are discarding an island here. Another Rhystic Study. I mean, alright then. We take it, right? Attack for 2. End step, sure. Eye of Nowhere, that's fair. I mean, if you play the Admiral and they kill it, like, we're pretty cooked, right? So I think we just cycle the Lorien and chill. We need some protection. Island and say go. Nihil Spellbomb, that's fair. Do pay the 2 more? They do, okay. Respect. Best draw, probably a land, right? Okay, they... Okay, well, okay. That's actually fine. They do crack the Spellbomb to draw a card. Hey, land is great. Because we can go Admiral. Become the Monarch. I think we will bounce now rather than later, right? Island, that's what we discard. Okay, Refurb. Need to pay 2 more for it. That is how Refurb should have been priced, by the way. At least 3 mana, very fair. We discard an island. They Galvanic Blast. That's fine, to be honest. Boomerang. Let's Hoodwink back the Refurb. Draw a card. Lauren revealed. I think we discard the boomerang now. Hope for something better. Although, can we really? Do you pay the 2 more? They do. Nah, we need to discard the boomerang, to be honest. I feel like... Maybe I'm wrong, but... It's kind of weird, because we want to keep the Monarch, but we are not going anywhere, so... Mirror Enforcer, okay, that's bad. Island, let's play Island. Let's cast Lauren revealed. Yeah, I think that's GG. Let's go to game 3. At least we are going first, which is good. So definitely Steel Sabotages. Oh, never mind. They don't want to go to game 3 because they know it would be a pain. So good game against Grixis Affinity. We go first here and we find a hand which is pretty good. The only thing we need is a little bit more lands, but if we find that, we are very happy. So let's keep. Okay, Island. Urza's Power Plant. It's a Tron deck. All right. Expedition map, they are expecting a turn 3 Tron, hopefully. We are not going to make that happen. Murmuring Mystic. Okay, we do really need a land though. Oh, they know us as well, cool. Relic of Progenitus, not sure which deck plays this. Alright, cool. So we could go for a Boomerang here, or we could go for a Rhystic Study. I'm for Rhystic Study here. They will bring the Expedition map. And we will bounce some other lands. They instantly crack it. Is that a tower? It's not. Wait, they have 2 power plants. Oh, I see. That makes it really interesting, actually. Force Spike, Boomerang. No lands here. Alright. I think we are going to chill here. And we are going to Boomerang. I don't think it's necessary because they are not very close to having Tron and we want them to be able to cast some spells, so maybe we get some Rhystic Study draws. Or maybe we can use the Force Spike as well. Here's the mine. Lunatic Pandora. Wow. Pay for the 1. I mean, do we care about Lunatic Pandora? I don't think so. Combat. End step. Boomerang. The mine. Spell Pierce, sadly no land number 4, which I'm not a big fan of. If we had a land number 4, this game would be looking much more easy, right? Relic, sure. World map. I don't think I want to give you that, sorry. I want to Spell Pierce that. And Relic, okay. Well, we do need land number 4, and if we get it, we are good to go. We are not good to go though, right now. So we are going to be stalling some more. Let's Boomerang the mine and say go. Hopefully we can find land, please. We have 6 cantrips and 21 lands. Replay the mine. Another Pandora, do you play the 1? Oh, they surveilled, never mind, they surveilled, okay. A land. That's a land, but a bad one, but it's fine. It's land next turn, right? We have some counter spells ready if necessary. Hopefully no final Tron land. We will see though if they have it. Like the art though on these ones. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So first, they will go for the Relic. Haunted Fangraph. Is that like... Is this like a big Tron or... Could be, to be honest, could be. Do you pay the 1? They do. I think we will counterspell it. I think they don't have the Tron yet, so we won't be the ones responsible for them finding the whole trio. And they have another Fangraph, so they play multiples. Not sure what this is. They will surveil though. Yep, it's Big Tron. That's cool actually. I think that's super respectable as a deck. Okay, Lorien. I think we will cycle Lorien first. Find an island. Play the island and finally play the Fleet Admiral. Monarch, Spell Pierce. Okay. Hopefully no final Tron land here. Relic. Exiling a Lorien. Filigree Familiar. I think that's so cool. They pay the 1. Gain 2. Okay, maybe we can bounce that back if we want to. Desert. Desert. Wow. So we can't really attack with the Admiral too. So I actually think we will attack with the Admiral. And if they want to do the desert play, they can. They can block and then do the desert thing, but they don't want to. So we will go for a Mystic. And we have Consider or Force Spike all Spell Pierce ready, so that's good. We will draw 1 more card. Okay, cool. Relic. Desert. That's very interesting actually, playing Desert. So this is like Stompitron. I don't think they play any colors maybe, even, to be honest. Okay. So they play another Filigree familiar. They pay the 1, so Force Spike doesn't do much, that's fine. They can't really attack too. And tap, so I think we'll just consider. Counterspell I like, let's put it on top. And Hoodwink, okay. So we kinda want to make sure they won't have Tron up, right? So I think bouncing back one of their lands is pretty important. Let's play an island. Do we attack here? They can double block. If they do, we don't like that, right? So we can attack just with one bird. Keep it simple. And then I think we will Hoodwink the mine, so that they can't really get a Tron next turn. Second main. Yeah, this is fine. Let's draw a card. There is beautiful. Although they do have the relic, which is pretty annoying. Okay, they said, I don't think I have a chance, see you later. Lucky Oscar will be the next person who will get their land bounce, and we go first, which is awesome. So we don't have any bounce spells, but I think that can be fixed fairly easily. Let's keep, especially with his hand, right? So let's go for an island and say go. Colony Garden, interesting. Let's go for an opt here. Counterspell is awesome. I would like to have some bounce spells though, if possible. Okay, another consider, and it's fine. Let's say go. No bounce lands, no bounce spells yet. Bolt of Whispers. Black Mage's Rod, that's definitely getting Force Spiked. And I think we will cycle Lorien. Or we could consider as well, to be honest. To maybe to find some bounce spells, right? Yeah, I think that's fair. I Have Nowhere is good, let's put it on top. Another consider, I Have Nowhere, we like that. Let's I Have Nowhere back the Colony Garden. We will consider, or actually we will cycle Lorien, I believe. To actually get a land 100% of the time. Because if we get a land, we can then play the Fleet Admiral, which is great. Okay, Adventures in, interesting. Black Mage's Rod, that's powerful. End step, we will cycle Lorien, Island. And we get an opt. Alright, so I think we will go for the Admiral here. Hopefully we will be able to maintain the Monarch as well. I mean, if there is a kill spell, we are pretty sad, but we will see. Colony Garden. Come on, don't do this to me. Hope it's another cast down. If it's another rod, I think it's like fine, right? Okay, whew. Let's go. So we even find land, which is great. I think we do attack here, right? Yeah, we do. We definitely do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so only one more left in the graveyard. To be in the graveyard. And then the snakes cost 0. I mean 1, right? 1. Do block the... With the plant. I think they will like Eviscerators inside or something. Yeah. So let's say okay on the damage. And then we will do some shenanigans, I think. So let's go consider first. Island bottom. I mean graveyard. Counterspell. Do we counterspell this? I think we might. Why not? Let's just play the tempo game. Valarian Terror. Valarian Terror. Rhystic Study is cool. Packdoll. We might need to bounce that or something. Counterspell. Sure. Let's opt first. Force Spike. No thanks. Another Admiral. Interesting. Interesting. I think we will attack like this. Plant. Sure. We could play another Admiral, but I think we will save that when they steal the Monarch. For now, we will play a Rhystic Study, I think. Could also hold the counterspell, but I want to have the Rhystic Study on the board. Okay, draw a card. We can land cycle that, I think. Fanatical Offering. That's very fair. What do you sacrifice though? Okay, they do pay the 1. What do you sacrifice? Oh, you already sacrificed something. My fault. Okay. And a Shambling Ghast. Alright. Which means we will actually draw a card from this. I like that. Another Admiral. Why not? They will probably attack with the Packdoll. I believe they want that back, right? The Monarch? Yep. It's yours. It's yours, friend. You are the Monarch now. We'll cycle the Lorien for an island. Counterspell. Sure, that's not bad. They can kill the Admiral if they want to. We will just full swing with everything. And they will kill the Admiral, I think, maybe, or something. Oh, nope. Probably just make a treasure then. We steal the Monarch, which means we could just... I actually have 2 counter spells if we really wanted to, or we could play another Fleet Admiral, which I think is the better play. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 and play the Admiral, even though we already are the Monarch, and we will hold up a counter spell. Let's see what we draw. It's an island, that's fine actually. We will be countering only big things, only threats, right? Grim Bauble, that's not one of the big threats. Let's see if they pay the 1. Oh, we will draw a card, of course. Boomerang, okay. We can use that as well if you want to. -2/-2 on the Admiral. Drain for 1. Another Grim Bauble. Will you pay the 1? They will. Alright. Now, I think we will bounce the Pugdoll in response. I think since they can't really play it. I mean, they could if they have a land and they crack the treasure. I'm not sure if they played the land this turn, I will be honest, I'm not really sure. Maybe they didn't and they can replay it there, which would be kinda good for them. But then we draw another card from the study, which would be good for us though. We win the match, beautiful. That's a game against Gardens. Alright guys, so I'm back with the conclusion. And the conclusion is that this deck actually isn't that good. I thought it would be a little bit better, but it's very easy for aggressive decks to just ignore your Rhystic Studies. As you can see, I've got 1 already. It's very easy for them to actually gain back the control of the Monarch, and then you are just a worse mono blue tempo deck, right? I thought this deck would be a little bit better. What could really help is maybe mixing some colors and going a little bit less on the land bounce team and a little bit more on the control team. But I wouldn't recommend this deck, especially when Rhystic Study is between $40 to $60. I think that's just too much. And we did win some games. It's really funny if you can bounce, you know, some bridges here and there when you go first and the opponent can't play the game. They have like one land, you have like 5. That's very funny, but most of the time, you know, you play against Mono Black Sacrifice, against elves, and they don't really care if you bounce their lands. They will just develop for cheap, or if it goes into the late game, it's very hard even against some control decks to play, so I don't think this deck is actually that good. What was nice was the sideboard, but the rest I wasn't very happy about the deck. So let me know if you have any suggestions to make it better, maybe if you want to add another color, or if you would keep it mono blue and swap some cards. So thank you for watching, I will see you soon and bye!